Now, you have a workshop that's coming up at SCORE later on in January. How do you help people in your workshop at SCORE?
What I like to do with that workshop, it's roughly about a 4-hour workshop, I believe. And what I like to do for the new business owners there is to introduce them to the sales cycle for the sales cycle for business.
So what is a sales cycle?
Well,
for business?
that's where you record your sales through an invoice. Once you invoice them, you can receive payment on that invoice. Okay. Once you receive payment on that invoice, you need to make the deposit. Okay. And once that deposit is made, it's pretty much the sales cycle. And there's one other side to it, is then you need to manage your accounts payable.
Okay.
And that kind of closes the whole sales cycle.
So this is really the important part of just running your business, that says that I take money in. That's kind of your first thing you have to do. Then then I make sure that I take the money I take in, that I make sure I put into the bank.
Correct.
And then you go through the process of just laying out the accounts so that things can be put in the right situation. Now, do you go through, if I'm selling a product, how to handle the inventory and taking it out of inventory and putting it into, a cost of goods?
Well, in the Scores workshop, we actually don't do that because of the time constraint. But we touch on it. I introduce them that QuickBooks does have that functionality. Okay, but basically it's a service-driven demo at the SCORE workshop.
What do you mean by a service-driven demo?
Service type of business.
Okay, so you don't particularly worry about inventory. It's more somebody who's doing consulting, or providing some kind of
professional
services.
Yeah, because you can get wrapped up and spend a number of an hour or so on just inventory.
Oh, okay.
But I do introduce them the importance of how to handle inventory in QuickBooks, the concept, and the non-inventory part.